Happy Friday. We have the Boris and Robyn show starting just a little bit. Meat Sandwich just got here. Hi, Meat Sandwich.
Hi, Boris.
I'm going to turn this light on. So get it better. Is it in your eyes?
No, I'm good.
All right. I got complaints that this has been too dark. People have been writing me that it's too dark.
All right. I feel like the light didn't make that much of a difference. But
I think it does, though, when people are watching. Watch,
Okay.
watch, ready? This is us now. Darker. Lighter? Yeah.
it looks the same to me. But also, when the light turned off, like a flash went in front of my eyes, so
Well,
I didn't.
your pupils have dilated.
That's what it is.
All right, hey, we're preparing for the Boris and Robyn show, and if this is any indication, it's going to be great. It's going to be a good one today. No, it's Friday today, which is pretty exciting. It's our first full week back from vacation, so we're kind of wrapping it up pretty strong today. We got a lot of guests that are coming in. Attorney Jonna Spilbor will be here. She didn't make it in yesterday.
Right.
She had some sort of scheduling conflict, so she'll be here today. We got a listener letter. This is actually some pretty good information. There's a couple who are moving into a new house, and the wife really doesn't want to have a gun in the home, but she has relented and said, you know what, if we should be able to protect ourselves. We can have a gun in the house. However, her husband has to follow some safety precautions, and he needs to learn all of the legal ramifications of actually using that gun if somebody does break in or something like that. So Jonna's going to have a little checklist for any gun owners or potential gun owners, if you happen to have the urge to purchase one. Things you should know. Is it as easy as if someone's in my house, I can shoot them, or could you really get into some legal problems? So we'll talk about that this morning. Ralph, good morning, guys. Ralph. Gordon. Hey, how's it going, Gordon? All right, so we've got that with Jonna. That'll be pretty informative, I think.
Yes, I think so too.
Also, we're going to ask her a little bit about sex addiction, too. Because, Ozzy Osbourne made news saying that he was cheating on Sharon because he's addicted to sex. So we're going to find out if there's some sort of legal protection once you say that your cheating is actually a medical problem.
I feel like if there was legal protection, you would hear a lot more people saying that.
Well, you do hear a lot of people saying, like, all the time you hear, like, I'm addicted to sex, that's why. It's called being a person, I think. I mean, I'm sure there are some people who actually have, like, a medical, like, a sex addiction where they can't leave the house and, they have some sort of mental disturbance. But the Ozzy thing, to me, just sounds like he's a guy who's really famous and has a lot of money and can sleep with whoever he wants.
It's Ozzy.
So he does. I mean, it's easy to understand, I guess, but... anyway, we'll find out. Like, say if you're like sexually harassing somebody at work, like, and you're doing like some bad stuff, and then you say, "Oh, hold on a second, it's a medical condition." Are you protected by that? So we'll find out. We'll talk to Jonna this morning. All right. Also, our guest a little bit earlier in the show, like around 7 o'clock, we have Dr. Stuart Feinsteen back in from Healthquest. He is the Hudson Valley's Zika expert, so he's going to answer some questions that I know a lot of our listeners have about. All right. I wasn't nervous about Zika before,
but now I am.
Now I'm starting to get a little terrified about the Zika. Maybe you're planning a trip down to Disney World. Should you be concerned about that now that they're telling people certain parts of Miami, and now it's going to be spreading to Florida? Do you need to worry about that? What about here in the Hudson Valley? Is it possible that the mosquitoes could make their way up here or not? We'll find out from Dr. Feinsteen this morning. All right. Ralph is saying, it's a guy thing. Ha-ha. I think he's talking about...
He's talking about Zika virus.
The Zika virus. All right. Also this morning, Meat Sandwich is going to take over the microphone for a little while for Meet at the Movies.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, the big movie is
Suicide Squad is the big movie this weekend. Yeah.
Suicide. Now, there's been some controversy about this movie, right? Because didn't Rotten Tomatoes give it a really bad review, and aren't people asking for Rotten Tomatoes now to be taken off of the internet? There
is a subsection of fans of DC movies that get really upset when their movies get bad reviews, and their movies have been getting bad reviews for for a while, including this one. So there's a petition now that they put out to bring down Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous. It's not going to happen.
I think the petition was actually written by a guy named Phil Smith. It's like Will Smith in a hat and a beard. Hey, man. Yeah. But I've been watching the publicity circuit for this thing, and it seems like a weird match with Will Smith in this.
Yeah, it's definitely a different role for him.
Because he's old now. He looks kind of young, and he's still a cool guy and everything. But the rest of the cast, they're millennials.
Yeah. Also, Will Smith always plays good guys in movies, and this one he's playing kind of a bad guy. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, it's mostly younger people, and then Will Smith also.
Well, I know a lot of comic book people are looking forward to this, so
people are.
We'll see if it's worth watching a little bit later on with Meat Sandwich. All right, so we'll have that. Also, the Meatlympics opening ceremonies are this morning.
Dun, 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 dun.
You know, down in Rio, they're trying to start the Olympics today.
Well, we should have more success doing our thing. Than,
Isn't it sad when I think our Meatlympics are actually going to be more organized than the actual Olympics? But we're going to be doing something special on the air next week. We'll give you details on that this morning. But did you hear any of the details about like some of the spoilers for the opening ceremonies tonight?
There are spoilers for the opening
Yeah,
ceremonies?
well, you know, it's been the opening ceremonies are always like the big show, and it's
Right.
always a big secret as to what's actually going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Rio doesn't have a lot of money, so they're making up for it in exuberance, I guess, is what I've heard.
Okay.
But there's one scene, I think it's now been cut, but you know Gisele Bündchen?
Right, Tom Brady's
Yes.
wife.
She was in some sort of skit, and this is a real thing, that she was in some sort of skit that I guess was highlighting the crime problem in Rio. So she was doing something like on a park bench, and some guy would come up and mug her, and then the police would like run after him. Like it was the weirdest. But I think they like since now they've actually cut that scene, so I don't think it's going to be in the performance.
Yeah.
That
Why would they want to advertise how bad their crime is?
Well, from what I hear, they're going to be very open about all of their problems. I think it's like that thing. The Olympics are going to be a mess, so we're going to let you know why. And they said, we have no money,
Yeah.
We're a disaster, we have no police force, so hey, not our fault.
Yeah, I heard the Australian tent caught fire or something yesterday.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
All right, well, anyway, we'll talk more about the Olympics this morning, too, if anyone really cares about that. All right, well, hey, I want to thank everybody for watching here on the pre-show show. We're going to have a lot of fun this morning. Should be a good broadcast.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we've got Alex's Lemonade Stand. You got to choose Team Boris or Team Robyn. I don't want to put too much pressure on you guys. But, choose whichever team you guys, the one that gets up early and comes in and does the live show might be a good choice. But we'll see.
We will see.
All right, we're going to collect as much money as we can for Alex's Lemonade Stand and help out those kids. So, Team Boris or Team Robyn, whatever you want to choose. But start collecting that change because we're going to have a big event that I think we're going to start talking about this morning where you can come and do that. I'm applauding Team Boris, I guess. A weird thing I'm doing here. All right, thanks for watching the pre-show show. Did I do it again? It just didn't turn off.
It didn't turn off. We're still
I
recording.
always think I'm ending on a good. Thanks for watching the pre-show show.
Yeah.